Alright. Accidentally activated a speech that,
Looking for trouble?
no, only looking
Well,
around.
keep those eyes up and turning, or I'll set 'em spinning. Got no time for gawkers, or anyone looking for something I ain't selling.
How about a drink instead?
How about a drink? How about a couple is what you mean. Drinking to forget, and it's... Drinking used to cause all sorts...
Back west?
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm not from around here, and I'm not NCR. I run a caravan. Or did. Lost my caravan heading north. The driver burned to ash. And they didn't even take the cargo, they just burned that too.
Doesn't sound like raiders.
My guess is Legion. They're trying to cut NCR's supply line, and the Mojave outpost is proof. Got us locked up tighter than a New Vegas virgin. No caravans in, out, and just try arguing with Jackson about it. Roads aren't safe, he says. No shit, you washed out old fuck-up. I didn't need a Brotherhood scribe to tell me that.
I've met him. Nice
Yeah,
impression.
he's been with NCR so long, all he can see is the worst outcome of everything. So he doesn't do anything. Jackson won't let me head north. It's not safe. And even though my caravan's gone, my caravan papers are keeping me here. So if you came here for work, my advice, go find the Crimson Caravan branch south of Vegas. They can help you out.
Already cleared out the roads for Jackson.
No shit. Drinks on me then. Still, not like I'm going anywhere. Caravan title's still keeping me here, even though it's dead and gone.
I wanted to
What's
ask
on
you
your
something
mind?
else. Are you here at the bar?
Whiskey and me are old friends. Keeps me going when times get rough. Like now. Got me into the caravan business, you know. Had to start transporting water instead of liquor, though. If I hadn't switched over, I'd end my trip with nothing but glass bottles rattling on the back of the Brahmin.
Anything you can tell me about the outpost?
You're looking at it. It's a watering hole without much to brag about. It's like a Brahmin drive gone wrong. Supposed to be a gate north, but you come here, you get caught in the pen. Better to head back home. If you don't have a gun and a will, don't matter much what you do when you reach here, except stare at that fucking monument outside.
That fucking monument.
Don't even tell me you missed it coming in. It's like NCR showing its dick to all the East. If the Republic put as much effort into protecting the East as they put into those two asinine giants outside, then they'd be worth that monument. Statues of two men shaking hands covered in blood. Don't seem to be nothing to brag about.
Covered in blood?
I'm speaking figurative. Isn't any blood on their damn hands. Of course, when Caesar comes walking through here, there'll be blood for real. And after the blood dries in the sun, he'll melt that piece of jet-induced sculpture down and reshape it into a bull, which by my reckoning is making up for a deficiency of his. But no matter what the state of his pecker, he's sure giving the West a good fucking.
What are those statues supposed to be?
One's a ranger, one's an NCR trooper, supposed to represent unification of West and East, or some such shit. As far as those two iron lovebirds go, they've got more spine you'll see in a year from the NCR government.
I think they're both rangers. One's desert and one's NCR.
Maybe you're right. Brimtats always throw me off. Well, fine, whatever. They can be shaking each other's dicks. Wouldn't change the Mojave now. If you're looking to sign on with a caravan, no. Traders are bottled up tight here. Caravan works up north. Check with a Crimson Caravan, maybe. Gunrunners might have work. Wouldn't know for sure, though. Still, if you got a gun, guts, and feeling like going on patrol, might be some of the soldiers around here work for you. Jackson might have something for you if you haven't already spoken to that old buzzard. He was looking to try to get troops to clear the north road. You can find him over in the other building. The one without a bar. I don't know. Seems to be a lot of attention on Nipton. Word is, one of the snipers in the nest... Yeah, her name's Ghost or something. Fucking scary. Ooh. Guess it's 'cause you'll never see her till you're dead. NCR and their goddamn nicknames. As if Caesar himself's gonna piss and run if he hears them. Anyway, go on and head up top. Ask her what's going on if you haven't already. I don't much give a shit. You take care now.
Well, there's 2 quests that get you to get Cass out of... or there's 1 quest that I know for sure forces you to get Cass to... I should go grab that. I don't know why I installed it and don't use it.
Morning.
Well, let's see if she'll talk to us here. Or she'll be like, no, only talk to me in my house.
Welcome to the Crimson Caravan Company New Vegas branch. What may I do for you?
I'm looking for work.
I'm afraid we have no current openings for caravanners or guards, but I am in need of a runner.
I'll take it. What do you want me to do?
Deliver this invoice to Dr. Hildern. You can find him somewhere inside Camp McCarran. It's been a pleasure.
This woman is fucking cutthroat. Oh. Guess that leads to... I disturbed her, so that bed is no longer good enough for her. There's my boy Ringo. Should we play a game of Caravan?
Hey there. You looking to... Can do.
Jesus, he has so many fucking caps. Yeah, I guess he'd be the best person to sell. Oh, I wonder if I can set up a trade, a deal with him about lollipops. I should ask him about that. be amazing, actually. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I guess I could live with that. I'd like to talk about publishing.
Sure thing. Maybe.
Print console can email you when the layout is set. You can send an agent to look it
So
over.
far, so good.
We'll take payment and print as many agent things as you can sell. What do you say?
I suppose I can cut you a deal.
Here's the distribution contract for Lollipops magazine. We just need a payment set
Let's
payment terms. 25% of the list would cover the transport costs and still leave you a good margin. Agreed?
Sure, you got a deal. Will there be... Maybe. Trade routes, my friend. Trade routes. Just about every major town in the wasteland has a Crimson Caravan branch in it.
Where are
A
you
little
from?
place in the NCR called Oak Creek. Used to be a farming town until it got taken over by ranchers. I didn't want to herd Brahmin for a living, so I signed on with the Crimson Caravan and headed east. Not much to tell, really.
Your caravans ever have trouble from
Out
bandits?
here, we usually split our caravans into smaller bands. That way, we don't lose everything if they get hit. It's not very efficient, though. But hopefully, we'll be able to start running larger caravans once things get civilized.
That's all.
Need anything else?
Never mind.
See ya.
Troublesome Legion camp got razed to the ground.
Okay, we're gonna get 2 quests. One from... We're gonna complete this quest, I think, and then...
Mormon caravan from New Canaan came through the other day.
We haven't been through the McCarran, so this is a good good time to pick up some other quests and look around. I've noticed that there's a lot of NPCs in like a condensed area. The game will freak out a little bit, but it's managing just kind of fine, so I'm not too worried about it.
Never seen you around before. What do you want?
Have you seen any serious combat here? Have you seen any
Not
serious
unless you
combat?
count the fiends as serious. Gorobets keeps us inside the fence most of the time. Doesn't matter to me. I just shoot bad guys. Sooner or later, they'll move us out to the dam, though. That's when the shit gets nasty.
What do you mean?
Legion fights to win, and they're smart. Hell of a lot smarter than these crazy fiends. But I don't feel bad about shooting Legion boys. Fiends, on the other hand, sometimes I get pangs of conscience. Not often, but sometimes.
First I've heard about conscious in a
Yeah,
while.
doesn't sound like me at all, right? But it happens. Some cute little junkie bitch, so fucked up she doesn't even know that she's the bad guy. And I've got a headshot her. Makes me think. Might just be sex, though. I see some cute little number and I'd rather get in her pants. So maybe I'm a stone-cold bitch after all.
You're a sniper.
What gave me away? The big gun, the shades, or the attitude?
The big gun.
Yup. A lot of people make that connection. Big gun. Sniper. Some people don't even need to ask.
I'm a sniper technically. I need to get that perk next level.
Yeah. Try not to get killed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna... She already mentioned...
About Chief Hanlon. Did what he thought was best for us.
I'm Bitter Root, first recon. You got a reason to talk to me?
Bitterroot, you have an unusual
You trying
name.
to start trouble? Or do you really not know where I got that name?
I didn't mean to offend. You didn't... You have to tell... You don't have to tell me if you'd rather not.
It's a con name. You know, the great cons. That's what my parents were. I figured I grew up around the bastards. They owed me a name after all they put me through.
What happened to your parents?
They're dead. Got themselves killed at Bitter Springs. Served them right, if you ask me.
Tell me what happened to them.
It was a
at Bitter
massacre.
Springs.
That's what a lot of NCR folk will tell you. Most of them feel plenty bad about what happened. But I was there. Saw it myself. I don't care what anybody says. The cons asked for Bitter Springs. They wouldn't leave the NCR be. My damn parents, too. They were just as bad as the rest.
So your name, it comes from Bitter Springs?
You're not fully grown till you've taken a beat down. Everybody gathers around and hits you till you're damn near dead. After that, if you haven't begged for mercy, you get to choose a new name. One you'll use for the rest of your life. When NCR slaughtered the cons at Bitter Springs, I hadn't got my beat down yet. I was still too young. The way I see it, Bitter Springs was my beat down. So afterward, I gave myself a name. That's all I got from the cons. That's all I ever want.
How did you survive the massacre?
Guess I could tell a pretty good story if I had a mind. But the truth is, I don't know. Just got lucky. They brought me to Daughtry after the battle. He was just a captain back then. Guess he saw something in me. Maybe he felt bad, too. About how his men killed my folks. I told him he did me a service, but he didn't believe me. Still doesn't. He's a good man, Daughtry. Doesn't act like it sometimes, I know. But he didn't have to take me in.
You're not telling me something. You couldn't have forgotten the whole story.
It's like I tell Major Daughtry. Best not to look under a rock if you don't really want to know what's there. It could be that NCR found some blood on me and none of it mine. Could be that a few of those cons didn't die from NCR bullets. I had scores of my own to settle. Deeper ones than NCR ever had. Don't bother asking who they were with. Don't I? Mister, you never met my parents. My dad got himself fucked up every chance he got. Always started with folk for no reason. Hell, he was the one who taught me to shoot. You know how? By taking pot shots at NCR, and not just soldiers. Civilians, too. Even kids. Then he'd get high with his buddies and swap tales about the folk they killed. A bunch of animals. And my mom? A couple of times she tried to sell me to some waster just to score some jet. Even the other cons said she was useless. Only reason they kept her around was because she was... How'd my dad say it? A smoking piece of ass. Yeah, that's probably...
How long have you been at the first recon?
a while, I guess. I don't keep too careful track of time. I like to keep things simple. Just focus on now. That's why they made me a sniper. You let your mind wander back a ways and you lose sight of what's in front of your eyes. Good way to miss a mark.
Your father is your commanding officer, is that allowed?
Yeah, look, he's not my real father. He just looked after me for a while. It's a long story. I'd get tired of talking before it was through.
Where can I find work around here?
You a merc? And then I guess you want to talk to my father, Major Daughtry. He's our CO.
How do you know about the Great Khans?
They're scum. Lazy, trumped-up raiders. Most of the time they're drunk or high, and when they're not shooting chems, they're selling them. Used to have a settlement up at Bitter Springs till they pissed off NCR and got slaughtered for their trouble. A lot of us got killed at Bitter Springs. A lot of them, I mean. My parents died too. All right, goodbye.
Where the fuck is the...
I'm Lieutenant Gorobets, 1st Recon. If you're looking to collect a bounty, we're the finest sniper outfit in the whole NCR. If you need a bullet put into a target's eye from 800 yards away, you call us. Some of my team aren't without their share of scars, though, like Betsy and Sterling.
What's wrong with Betsy?
Cook, one of the fiends, ambushed her and 10 of spades. They both managed to escape, but not before Cook raped her. Betsy shrugged it off like it was nothing, but her behavior keeps getting worse. Always making passes at every woman who wanders by. It's inappropriate for anyone at 1st Recon to behave that way. I could discipline
Goddamn boy
her,
loves
but I'd rather
Counter-Strike.
she get medical help. I'd appreciate it. As her CO, I could order her to get help, but I'd have her agree with the idea.
What happened to
Corporal
Sterling?
Sterling was an NCR ranger until he was captured by the Legion. They tortured him pretty badly. He wasn't able to be a ranger after that, but his eyes were still sharp, so I had him transferred to 1st Recon. If they've proven hard to kill, yes. Whatever it takes to get the job done, even if it means hiring help from outside the military. Get.
Yeah? The lieutenant's been talking to you, hasn't he? Look, I don't need a head doctor. I'm 1st Recon, damn it. You don't see the others crying about every little bruise and scrape, do you?
Mental trauma can slow you down or distract you. It's treatable. Just like a bullet.
Just another injury to take care of, huh? Well, when you put it that way. All right. You can tell the lieutenant I finally caved. There's a Dr. Usanagi who's supposed to be good at this sort of thing. Yeah. Try not to...
What can I do for you? I wish someone with your medical training had come along sooner. I think she'll actually stick with the treatment because of what you said. I was afraid that Betsy wouldn't go for long-term treatment because she didn't want to look bad in front of the rest of the squad. You settled that. Do me a favor and let Usanagi know Corporal Betsy is coming. I'd like to make sure the medical clinic has time for her. Carry on.
This guy is the guy I mentioned in Freeside. He's hanging around and I want to find Dimitri real quick.
We put our trust in him. Other guys. Makes you wonder if we can trust anyone at all.
I don't know if they're gonna get mad at me or not, so we're just gonna save real quick. Alright. Before we end the episode, we're gonna go talk to the guy from the doctor. He's gonna give us a quest to go to a vault. I think we already went by the vault, and it might have been during the era of inconsistent sound audio, so I don't know, it might have been glanced over.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director of Operations, OSI East. I presume you're here about Vault 22?
Actually, I have an invoice for you from Alice.
From Alice? I'll see that she's paid right away. Crimson Caravan runs a tight operation. Even out here in the waste, wouldn't do to keep them waiting. Was there anything else? Or were you just here about the invoice?
You mentioned Vault 22.
Wonderful. Straight to it then. Have you signed the release forms? No? Doesn't matter. We'll keep that to ourselves. Vault 22. Where to begin? Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom. Vast fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway to the ground, hung with fat, ripe oranges, a harvest that could feed a city or a nation. And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious water, and the efforts of only a handful of human farmers. Impossible?
Nothing is impossible.
Precisely. Science has proven that truth 1,000 times over. But how many wasteland savages believe it? Present company accepted, of course. The bounty I described to you is no idle fantasy. It exists in primitive form only a few miles from where we stand. We need only reach out and unlock its secret. For that, the OSI needs you.
Tell me more.
Good. I thought I sensed a kindred soul in you, beneath the wasteland veneer. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlock the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from their gate.
What's sad is he's...
No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are generously compensated.
Alright, I'll do it.
Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize your payment from OSI accounts. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand? Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you?
Anything else you should
I
know?
thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. It's a simple question of retrieving the data, which shouldn't prove overly challenging. Downloading the data will be handled by your Pip-Boy. You might think of yourself as a mere means of conveyance. No insult intended, of course.
Goodbye.
Best of luck to you. Not that you'll need it. You seem like a reasonably competent person.
Oh, la la la, nothing else could be going wrong, and then...
Did Dr. Hildern... This really isn't any of my business, but... Did he give you a job?
Yes, he asked me to get data from Vault
I
22.
shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildern sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs? But now he's hired you, which means one of two things. Either he heard back from Keeley, and she failed, or he's given up on her. Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich, not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc, but I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead.
Alright, I'll look for her.
I had a good feeling about you. Moment you walked in. I mean it. Right, good luck.
Alright. we will go to Vault 22 after we're done getting Cass. Alright, people, thank you for watching, and see you next time.